Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Wars Going On. I'm Arcturus and we are here on the Forerunner server to bring you the very latest in what's going on in Watcher of Realms. Well, Hey.
Oh, hi, everybody. Yes, we are live. We're scrambling here. I opened up the game this afternoon, and surprise, holy crap, agreements have been reached. The app is getting updated, and they're adding everything else that was in the bucket. This is amazing right now.
Yeah, this is going to be a mega patch. It's coming out in, about 8 hours time. So get ready for a massive day of exploring tomorrow. I hope you weren't going to planning on being busy because you're going to want to be in this game. So
yeah, definitely. So let's start at the top, because everything is good.
Yeah. So first things first, let me just get back to the top of this slideshow. So as you open your global account, you'll go get your flash banner saying there's news, and in here you'll see this update announcement. I think it's the second one down from the top, and you've got this standard stuff they've got the App Store review, which was the thing which we were holding up for a long period of time. We talked about it on Saturday as well, saying what can be done by the back door, and it looks like they've got to the end, they've got an agreement, and they've got a way forward on that. So that's all really boring. Client update instructions are really straightforward. Close the game, open the game. Our iOS, make sure you go to the App Store and you update your app. And likewise for Google Play, go to the App Store, update your app. So it's fine. Everything will connect. It will be all golden.
Very straightforward.
Yeah. So
okay,
it's stuff that we actually care about. So the camp, as you can see right behind me, the camp. This is currently in its currently in the mode of the Halloween event, and after that it will disappear. But you've got over here, you've got this mine. You guys are all going to start way back here on level 1, which is a nice little passive gold source. And then as you level up the mine through resources, you're going to start getting up all the way to level 10. And when you get to level 10, you have a really nice passive income of arena tickets, auto battles, up promotion materials, gems, energy, and mithril. So it's a really nice little feature we've talked about it lots in the game. I think you did, Mystical did some statistics on his channel where he talks about how much you can get over a period of about a week. Slate story, this nice to see you, Slate.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly how much he said, but it's a good chunk. I think when I was doing my math at the fully leveled camp or mine, 300 to 50 to 200 mithril, a good chunk of insignias, that's for sure. Energy, a good chunk to get you to at least farm something. 700, something.
I mean, it is random. And I mean, this is just from like 3 hours of farming. And so I've got diamonds, I've got auto fights, I've got energy, and I've got experience. And rather than me having to go off and do spend 50 energy getting half that amount of energy, I get it for free for doing nothing. Brilliant.
Yeah, it's very, very so passive income. Listen, one of the things that I've already seen as a comment is I don't like the idea of this camping out because it's going to be a time hoard. It isn't. If you don't want to click anything, don't click anything. This is all about just giving you resources that you can use, and everything will translate to the trading hall, and we'll get there eventually because he has to Arcturus has to show the layout as to how everything combines to eventually get that trading hall. But everything that you're going to want is in that trading hall.
Yeah.
So trust me, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
Yeah. Rolling back, because it's all really exciting, all this stuff we want to talk about. And we've been like living it on Forerunners for absolutely months. The first thing you're going to do is get the upgrade here. So this shows you like how the update's going to roll. So you start out with a mine. The mine's going to give you some materials. It'll probably be a gold threshold that you've got to get, and that will allow you to get into the upgrading the mine. As you upgrade the mine, you unlock camp cooking. We'll look at that in a second, and then the sailing and the trading hall. So, and as you level that up, you get them all up. The mine goes up to level 10. The cooking stays at level 1, but then the ships and trading hall go up to level 6 and 9 respectively. So basically, it's a small time sink upgrading this. Definitely worth your time, because as we get to the trading hall, we can unlock all sorts of fun things. Now, every Monday morning, this refreshes. You often have to restart the game, otherwise it gets a bit buggy and doesn't like you playing around. But you get the opportunity for skill shards, mythic extracts. You get a chance for rare summoning crystals, divine shards, mythic shards, skill dust, and this is all free. And this is all just rewards from running the trips out in the boat, and we'll look at those in a second. And there's 3 different types of material. You go out, you run them 3 times a day. You come in, you click a button, you walk away. Not a massive time sink. And yeah, loads and loads of free resources. And this is so good in terms of just general quality of life.
Having this fully loaded is giving me about an average 3 crystals, rare crystals, and then we're getting a good chunk of ancient shards to put together. So, I mean, it's a benefit that they're giving us if you want to fully level this thing. And I wanted to say, because you already displayed your camp, and your camp is a 10. If you guys want to kind of see the progression of how the camp is elevated from 1 through 10, I made sure to take screenshots of each one of them, and I posted it on my Discord. The link will probably be on the description of this feed. But you can go and see how it actually levels out as you keep clicking on things.
Yeah. Okay. So talked about the trading hall. We've talked about the mine, and we talked about the general camp. So we'll just come over to the ship. So this starts off. We're probably going to start off with just at level 1 being able to do. Have the levels of upgrade in here? No, it doesn't have the upgrade levels. But okay, so you're going to start out probably with one of these, and you'll be able to get fish and pineapples. You get to do it 3 times a day. You get the materials, and the next thing, as you level it up, you're going to start unlocking additional places, and you're going to start getting more and more of these materials. And it's just so easy to do. You come in, you click it, you go off and do other stuff in game. It's like, oh, the ship's back. Collect those, move on. Now, occasionally, you get these gold materials, and these are so worth having. And we'll jump over to the cooking, and we'll show you why next. Because here we go, Mystic Jelly. That's what it's all about.
Yep. I'm just gonna let you show what the Mystic Jelly gives, because I've, because of how I treat this as being so passive, and most of the time I'm selecting the crab and the shrimp, I think, for just to kind of load up on that. But I do occasionally go and get the other stuff. But eventually, what happens if you hit the RNG, you're going to get the fragments for the Mystic Jelly, and they accumulate. So I have 7 piled up, ready to just click in case there's a good summon event to see if we can get some rare crystals and stuff. So
so just look at this. So this is 30,000 experience for
if you need experience.
1.5 trips out. So that's each trip is an hour and a half. So what's that? 2 hour, 25 minutes, and absolutely free. That's 1 run of level 10 experience raid for free. Just because clicking 2 buttons. That's just amazing. And then so you can get energy. I'm an energy hoarder. I've been storing up like nearly 2,000 energy for if I suddenly decide I need to do some major farming. But you can do auto bites, you can do experience tickets, one-day experience tickets, one-day gold tickets. That's just so good to be able to go, oh, I need to do some experience farming. Oh, I've already used my tickets. Burn some more. It's really, really good.
Yep.
And this is what it's all about. This is the rewards. So this
Go
is
ahead.
the Mystic Jelly, and I hope you can see that between us. Yep, you can. So you've got the chance to get whole divine summons, whole ancient summons, and rare summons. And then occasionally you'll get the shards, because they can't give them out every time. So you're getting shards of divines and shards of ancients. So really, really good. 100% free. You might get a bit frustrated at the RNG rates of these salts and things and saps, but when they land, it's just like nice to have in the bag.
Yeah, I got nothing negative to say. It's just free stuff, man. It's free stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if people get annoyed by the yellow dots. It's not gonna break your game. You don't have to.
Nah.
So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So once you upgraded everything is leveled up, level 10, level 9, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you keep on top of the ship and you keep sending them out, I figured it took me about 3 weeks just to get enough resources piled up where then you can go to the trading hall. And if you want to clean out that store on Monday when it resets, bam, 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 you just go right through it. And then after that, you're just going to keep stacking resources and you're going to keep stacking them. Eventually, there'll be enough for you to clean out the trading hall and for you to maybe get some emergency stamina, or you want some auto battles or anything that you might need from Lily. It's really convenient. The economy is so much better after they did the overhaul that I was like, just leave it like that. Don't change it. This is good, guys.
Oh, I forgot to preload the Estrid GIF.
Oh no. Oh, good old Estrid. And Nabris got kicked out. But you know what? They might come back another time.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it before the end of the stream, and if not, I'll put it up or put a link to it somewhere, because it is golden. It's worth remembering. Estrid chopping wood in the camp indefinitely. Okay.
Yeah, let's go on to the next one, because I've said everything we can about the camp. It's just free stuff. Think about it this way: free stuff.
Free stuff from the developers. Okay, we talked about all of that. Mode enhancement, the War Room. Yeah, so we've talked about the War Room as well. So it's currently, let me just move Sebastian's head out the way. There we go. So we have a War Room.
Just shut me off. It's fine. I can move over here too. Just
you're falling off screen as it is. So there you go. So this is the War Room, and basically it gives you a different way of getting to all of your sort of different game modes. For some reason, they still give pride of place to the Demonic Crusade, even though there's not really much happening over there at the moment. Still, Crusade 10 plus is like still coming soon, but there's still no sign of it. But yeah, this is just a way of navigating around. There's a quick link to the epilogue. There's a quick link to the Void Rift, and then like Chasm and Apocalypse are still both in here, and a quick link off to Tide as well. So it's just a quick way of doing it. They've done like a quick navigate bar up here, so you can get to them a bit easier. But yeah, it's nice. It makes things a bit simpler. You know exactly which things you've got rewards on that you need to do, or you get I haven't done my drakes yet, so I need to go off and do that. Yeah.
So
all good stuff.
The nice thing, so if the Void Rift and the Void Epilogue disappear from your home screen, you wonder, where did it go? Look for this one. That's where it's going to be stashed. The nice thing also about it when it comes to the Titanicruins is that on Sunday, if you have not run it, you'll get an alert saying, make sure, or you have not done your Semra or something like that. Help your guild out or whatever it is.
Yeah, it says it says you've got 24 hours to get your attacks in, basically. And every time you go onto the guild channel, during that day, it pops up saying you still got 20 hours left, you still got 14 hours left, you still got 6 hours left. So it's all there, it's all good. So yeah, it's definitely worth finding.
Nothing too let's see, anything ultimate, no, nothing there, but so let's go to the guild, under guild section. The rewatch function for Guild War replays.
Yeah.
That was just for us to just more easily access it, right? Like you
Yeah,
see,
so
this stuff blends in so much now. I'm trying to remember what the old one was to now the new one.
yeah, so normally when you go to replays, if you're watching someone's replay and you're like trying to go, so what's the exact timing on this? It's like, do they wait to 9 count to release, or do they wait to 7 count? So it's very much a case of, rather than having to quit out of the battle to come back to watch it again, you just like hit the cog key in the top corner, and then in the 3 bar it says play quit. There's now a middle one with the arrow key that says restart, and that lets you like wind the battle right back to the start, because I think they were saying that they were getting a lot of server load by people having to quit the battles and reload them to watch them again and again, and this is much easier for them to deal with that.
Yep. Now
It's
they're saying that optimize the auto logic. I don't trust it. Don't run your battles auto. No, I don't trust it still.
it's pretty sketchy. It's still sketchy. We've talked about 3. We talked about 4.
Yep.
So in case you weren't fully aware, so now this is a bit more of an obvious, you have 6 days left to get your runs in. And that's in addition to the pop-up which comes up on screen, which says you've got 12 hours left on Sunday to get your attacks in.
See here. So I'm trying to keep up with you and trying to see what you're showing.
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready to go to the others? Because this is replacing Abomination, I'm taking it.
Yeah. So this is what this is saying, is that if you come over to here, we have the Hero Fusion. Currently, or not currently on my account because I've already done him, is you summon, you get 4 fighters together. I think it's Crodo, Demos, Daemon, and Vortex, and you fuse those together and you get Abomination. And now they're saying that actually we think enough people have got Abomination, or people are like a bit bored of Abomination, so we're going to change it. And it's going to be Salazar. And Salazar is I've got to bring up the Rock God. It's so Salazar is the nightmare fighter with his amazing burst damage, and he just goes to town, doing his big bursts. Once you get him to like Awaken 3, you don't even need to load this guy with crit rate. You can just go full attack speed, and he just goes nuts. And you're also getting exclusive gear. So when you get his ultimate, you're going to be able to get 2 more hits of his ultimate in at 300%. So it gives him a massive opportunity for big damage. More people are going to be getting this exclusive gear. People are just going to be having so much fun with this guy. Yeah, I know he's an OG character, but he's been a stalwart of my guild boss runs for a long time, and I'm not planning on getting rid of him anytime soon.
Yeah, he's not there for record-setting runs, but he is definitely somebody that will help people progress. And like, you kept him on your team. I had him on my team for a while. I'm probably going to come back to him at some point. But yeah, he's the OG. He's one of our, at least, for Forerunner, he's one of our favorites. I mean, come on, it's still Salazar, right?
Yeah.
I still use him in single target arena now that I have him at 8.5. So I mean, it's wonderful that they decided that they were just going to afford you the opportunity to have somebody else that you can pick up if you've been playing the game since the global launch. And this might actually maybe change a little bit of the scope with new players as to how they can advance having him versus Abomination. It'll definitely be interesting to see.
Yeah, because they're
how
very
this
different
plays out.
units. Because I mean, Abomination
They
is
are.
kind of the combination sort of fighter tank type user, a classic bruiser, as they say, and
Right.
Salazar is very much more a in-your-face DPS with some self-sustain. So it's going to be interesting to see what effect that has on the gameplay.
I don't see any downside to it. I mean, those, because just imagine the opportunity to advance in Guild Boss now is going to be immense. And if you time him up with somebody like Damus, right?
Yeah.
And Wrath, I see the progression being a lot faster, a little bit faster than it would be just with Abomination. Now, if you're going to be tackling Samra, Abomination A1 is good to have in APOC 1. So there's a balance here that you have to strike, right? But I think that from the perspective of the developers, they were thinking maybe Salazar helps a little bit more early on and gets people to the top rewards than Abomination.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
mean,
yeah.
I do kind of wish they'd removed the single Nightmare Lord restrictions that they have, or single Lord restrictions that they have, because I did a Semra run the weekend, which was a full Nightmare DPS comp. It was good fun. So it was basically Torador Lust, Abomination, Arrogance, and Twyla and Kigiri. Just like all laying down the pain. So it was good fun.
Well, they're adding this to this patch, but it won't be active until 12.8, he says.
Okay.
So just
yeah. So won't be until December. So the kind of post Thanksgiving changes.
One question that we had, and we finally getting the answer to it. We get an extra turn with our Demon Soldier Moss in global.
Yeah. So they had talked about this, and I think this was honestly a mistake when they rolled it out. And it may have been that they needed to make a significant change. It wasn't something that they could change via a patch. It was interesting that they could deploy more, but they couldn't change his skills. So yeah. Anyway, so here it is. Moore's Blood Sacrifice will now let you to deploy 4 times rather than 3, and pretty much everybody has more now. We will say that for the Gauntlet, it does kind of make it a joke because you can more run everybody. Yeah.
Hold on. So let's pause here for a minute. Are we sure that got resolved, or did it actually happen?
I think there were some people who were saying that it was. I had mixed reports from people. Some people said that they could, when they after the clock reset, they couldn't use more, and then they went in later, and all of them more things were there again. So I think it was part of the general bugginess of the Gladiator Gauntlet. So
yeah, let's not don't get me there. But I'm gonna. Okay, all right.
If you haven't seen, there is an opportunity for feedback on the main War Discord channel. So if you've seen people talking about Gladiator Gauntlet, you've seen people complaining about Gladiator Gauntlet, jump on the main War Discord, stick your feedback in there from what you've seen, and let people know how you feel about it.
Right, but he's supposed to get the passive. That was the big thing. That was his selling point. So glad
he has a selling point.
Oh well, come on. I tried. I couldn't. That was his only selling point. All right. What else?
Sorry. So it's slight rudeness about him selling him for dust. Right. Where are we? Okay. So we talked about more. We talked about moving on. Up to the update. So this is a nice one. So a lot of people, they like the stat buff of a skin, but they don't like the skin. So currently on global, if you have the Salazar skin and you go, do you know what? I really don't like that skin. I really wish I could unequip it. And you unequip it and the stats go down by 7% and the death drops. Not an issue after this patch. You'll be able to go back to the original skin. You can chop and change. There's no change now in the BP when you put a skin on. The BP increase and stat increase comes as soon as you get the skin into your account. You don't even have to equip it once. It's just automatically rolled in. So that's a really nice quality of life feature, because some people really don't like the skins that are available. I think I switched back to, I like the Kagiri one, but I switched back to it because I was hoping that I'd get some more, I'd learn his kit better on his basic skin before I went for the black and white one.
So let's just keep going. If I have something to add, I'll add it. But yeah, the skin is a preference thing. So
Rod, just in response to what you're saying, no. So it's only in the Gladiator Gauntlet. So in the Gladiator Gauntlets, you get 4 battles per round. The rounds are like 20 hours after reset. So at reset you get like 4 hours to change up your teams, and you have 20 hours to attack, during which time you have 4 battles to do. And as every person has 4 attacks with more, you can basically use more in every single attack.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you wanted to, if you think your Ma is powerful enough to just truck through. So it all depends on the defense. Not every defense is Maable. So but yeah, people have that option. If they want to use Ma 4 times, they can use him up all 4 times.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's no difference now in the performance of hero skins versus their unskinned types. Okay, so what was the next one on the list? Sorry, this is a little bit more chaotic than usual because this is all just so fresh. Right, background fights now displays the current battle speed. I can just... yeah, I mean, this is a thing. So gear raid, auto fights, auto battle, get that going in the background. So what happens now is that it comes up on the top. It says the battle speed. It says, and you can, it says minimize. It should say minimize down the bottom on here as well.
There it is.
Yeah, and you'll be able to like level your gear and stuff in. Yeah, it'll be all good. All good.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff is just like UI interface just to make things display a little bit easier. So I don't have a foldable screen.
I realized that you probably couldn't see that because I hadn't taken the thing off. So
yeah,
anyway, there you go. There you go. 3.5%.
There we go. Yeah, all the little gadget stuff. So you already done here. Okay. Optimize the sound effects of Drake Chasm and titanicruins. You already
this game has sound.
Into this, yeah, my game has sound. Exactly. Thank you very much. You can see the description of secret achievements in the chat. Yes, we see that in Forerunners too, right? Or we have been seeing that in Forerunners. You can copy text in game and out and from external sources. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, QOL stuff. Yep. Okay, here's the big one because it has cut off people off surprise. So they are actually putting a clock on the titanicruins runs, and if you are going 3 hours on a battle, oh my God, I have prayers. I have some prayers to say for you.
I mean, I have left it a long time before now, but that's because I've like started a samurai run and I've had to pause it and I've had to wander off, and then I've like come back to my phone a while later. But yeah, I think. Okay. I think maybe that's what they're trying to do. Because again, it's probably something to do with reducing server load and like keeping the polling backwards and forwards. So it's probably something to do with that.
The other one though is the alt usage. I'm wondering if they're going to fix that in this one. That's because I don't know if you've heard.
I know the bug. I know the bug.
Yeah. So we'll see if that's part of it.
Don't believe it. Don't believe it. I think it's going to be the people who can power through the most are going to be the first few rounds without doing ultimates are going to be the one who are able to push for the highest scores. Right. New shortcut feature in Windows version, which can be configured in the settings. Windows commanders can now use shortcut keys to quickly access corresponding functions. That's really nice. Configuration in games is really, really good. Obviously, it's not something we could do on the Forerunner server because we can only play on emulators, and that doesn't really allow us to do that. But devs, if you want to allow us to log into the Forerunner server from the Windows account, because it's really, really not that difficult, and it's not like you're trying to protect something which we can't already get access to.
I've been asking. They just, I don't know why they just want to shut it, just keep it behind where we are right now.
Yeah.
It's just, I've been asking, easy login system to either one of the two servers and put it in the PC client. That's it. Because all they have to do in the PC client is just give us the same two buttons that we see. Do you want to go here or here? That's it. You just click where you want to go. I don't know why. Yeah. It's disappointing. Now, here's a wrinkle that they added that we have not seen in Forerunners.
What wrinkle? Aracha?
That one. Yes.
No, that's live.
Is it live?
Yeah, it's live. I'll show you. I posted a picture of it. Like immediately below you in the WoRs Going On Discord chat. So look, let's just close this out.
When did this roll out in Forerunners? Did I miss it?
It was. I think I missed it too. I think it was a while back. But I did suddenly notice, like, Aracha's doing loads of poison damage now. What's going on here? And no, it's because of this. So it's this skill. Attacks now have a 50% chance to inflict poison and spider bite. And spider bite is a sort of a marker that basically says this target will explode if it's got infected, and it can't be dispelled. It lasts for 10 seconds. So target explodes. There's 40% AoE damage to the surrounding enemies and inflicts poison. And I have to say that Aracha's poison used to inflict spider toxin, which wasn't poison. And now that they've introduced Numera, who is someone who causes massive explosions based on the number of poison stacks, Aracha is going to be the leader for the poison teams. Because you're going to want her like throwing out all this extra poison. You're going to have Esme throwing out poison. You're going to have the next person throwing out poison. And then you're going to have Numera coming in and going bang. And things are just going to explode and melt. And it's going to be beautiful. But yeah, this is kind of like the setup to Numera, to being able to make use of her more effectively.
That's right. Numera hasn't touched global yet.
Yeah, so
that's right.
So just a quick reminder. He says navigating across to the gallery. Here he is. So Numera, this is like a kind of wood elfy type thing. She has a kind. I'm forecasting a bond skill with Eovar at some point in the future when they get round to it. No, they haven't increased the max poison stacks, but it's still 10 per individual source. So Aracha can inflict 10, Esme can inflict 10, next unit can inflict 10. And the reason I know this is because of this skill. He says, frantically searching for it.
What are you looking for that though?
Here we go.
Siphoenix asked if we still only getting the 10 poison stacks, right?
Yeah, but it's That's 10 per source. It's 10 per source.
10 per source. Okay.
So Aracha can inflict 10, Esme can inflict 10, someone else can inflict 10. And the reason is that we know this is because the Toxic Surge can consume up to 40 stacks of poison. So you've got to be able to stack more than 10. So there you go. So this is going to be a really, really big explosion, doing 50% damage of the poison damage. So
what's making it big, if I'm reading this correctly, is that it doesn't have an expiration. It's permanent unless you bring somebody else to cleanse it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to, so essentially it's always going to be on. And if you stack the poisons. It should do what it needs to do.
Mhm.
And you are now, and it's 50% chance per attack. It doesn't matter if what attack she's doing and inflicting it, but it has that 50% chance. And then when the target dies, it'll do what it'll do, which is the AoE damage. But now the damage is scaling based on how many skills you put into it.
Yeah. So it's between 30 and 40% AoE damage as an explosion on an individual unit, and that's inflicting stacks of poison onto the enemies around it. If Aracha is in her flow mode, then she's attacking 2 units at the same time, so she's able to get out even more stacks of poison onto the field, onto more units, which is then going to set up Numera to do her big attack on that unit when they get to them. So yeah, there's a lot of chaos that can be caused here with these poison setups. It's going to be good fun. It's finding the content to use them in, which is going to be the challenge.
So let's keep talking about the interaction here, because we have somebody in chat asking about what the interaction between Numeria and somebody like Aracha would be, because his theory or his belief is that if Numeria's skills seems to imply that she'll add more, and that she should be then doing more damage out of it.
No, so consume the poison effects. Let's go back to a unit with poison. So, for example, Esme, poison. 5% continuous M damage stacking up to 10 times. Poison effects from different sources can coexist. So you can get Esme, as I said, you can get Esme inflicting 10, you can get Aracha inflicting 10, you can get Cutter and Kook inflicting poison as well, and even Liam, because I know Liam's different. He's a special case.
He's a neurotoxin guy.
He's neurotoxin, so it doesn't really count. So if you get all of these people putting poison into somebody, then Numera gets her gets her Grimthorn Spikes, which is part of her passive going off. You can get the Inflict Stun. When at least 3 of them have hit, then the Toxic Surge damage will be triggered, and that explodes all of the stacks of poison, eating them all, doing massive damage per stack. What I don't know if it's between 50% of her damage or 50 to 60% of her damage, or 50 to 60% of the original damage to the target. Either way, it's going to be massive explosions of poison on something. Could be really effective against bosses.
Let's think about something like GBG. So are we thinking that if you match somebody like Numeria, Dahlia, and Aracha, that they would do enough damage to the demon soldiers, or you think that the poisons just would not do enough to really tickle the highly affiliated?
Yeah, I mean, of course, Dahlia. You could probably do something pretty crazy. You wouldn't be lacking in anti-air, because both Numera and Aracha being ground, being anti-air means you've got the air support there. So,
correct.
Yeah, it could work pretty well there.
Yeah,
would need it set up.
We need a lot of testing. I'm wondering if there's going to be some type of content where this will come into play, and then eventually
I can't
more
see
heroes.
it working on the season 6 map as it stands.
No,
because there aren't enough places to put fighters in a place where it makes sense.
Correct. Oh, okay. But yeah, but more PvE content is what I'm saying. Or there's something, the more poison heroes might be coming out. I don't know. There's something going on here for them to say Aracha or Aracha is the one that needs a little bit of a rework.
I mean, previously, with the skill as it stands, he says, pulling it up on screen, she's... Yeah, the spider toxin, basically, it didn't work well because it wasn't poison. And so you had Aracha, who was like this leader of the poison units, and she wasn't able to inflict poison. And then all of a sudden, and now after the battle, you'll go in and she'll start going bam, bam, bam. And you're just going, wow, she's got all these stacks of poison out there. So then if you can roll in Numera, all of those go like bang, a massive explosion on the unit. it's 50% damage per stack. So that's a minimum. Or sorry, if you get 10 stacks, that's 500% damage on a unit. You get 20 stacks, it's 1,000% damage. That is maxed out Vienna craziness of damage on a unit. Single target, but still, I mean, it's really powerful.
So if you see Steve's message in chat, he kind of says you could probably use him in the Arbor of Frost, but he doesn't think it'll be enough damage to do anything. So maybe you can combo it up with a burn.
Yeah.
So that's an option. No, I like it. Of course, when first the Arbor of Frost was first introduced, everybody was bringing in their cooks, and then they said, "No, you can't have cook. Too much fun." So maybe the poisons won't do enough. We'll see.
Well, they did used to hand out Kook as like one of the units as you went through the initial stages, because they're like, oh, I need poison, and there's like all of a sudden Kook disappeared. They handed me a Kook, and it's like, why have they just given me Kook? This trash rare unit. Anyway, so yeah, that's there. It's live on Forerunner. It does apply a lot of poison. It's good fun. It's a nice addition to her kit. Makes her more versatile, and not everything is locked around units dying. She's able to apply more on the ground DPS by getting all those stacks of poison onto the ground, which means that units are dying faster, which makes Aracha much more effective.
Hey, so this was fun doing an emergency one. We did a live one. Nothing broke down. Are we good?
No, nothing broke down. I mean, I think so. That was, I think, what 0.1% dropped frames.
Well, that's not bad. See what happens when we upgrade the equipment.
Hey, you can start paying my internet bill. That'll settle it. Yeah.
All right. So if anybody has any last minute questions or comments, we'll just sit here for a couple seconds so the stream catches up. But this is promising for the future because we might be able to do episodes live.
Ooh.
Oh, and I know Slate was in chat, so just stuff like that. That was with other content creators. That will play out really. Choices have opened up here. Now that you were able to handle this one, but hey, everybody, this is what we've been seeing in Forerunners for a while. I am glad that we're finally getting all this out to you with the app being updated. Have fun. Go and look around. I know there's going to be a lot of stuff to look around, but yeah, I mean, our accounts here in Forerunners have been elevated with all this new content. Now you're going to see the fruit of the developers' labor when it comes to the global server. And it should be fun. It should add a new dimension to things. Test out the new exclusive gear and see what you can do with it. And,
definitely. The exclusive gear is so much fun. It does become like a real... If you like get to a stage of the game and you're just like, oh, I just can't be bothered to farm anymore, just get like so much trash, with the recommended settings and the fact you can just go, actually, I don't want that gear set at all. That can go on my sell list, because I'm now looking at a lot of my T2 gear and going, I really don't want that. I only want T1 gear. And it's like, I don't want T1 gear at all. I'm going to take that out of my gear plans. And then I can just like start like getting more selective about what I have. And then at the same time, while I'm doing that and I'm farming 21s, then I'm getting materials. And it's like, oh, while I'm farming materials, I can go and forge. And it's like, yay, I've got an exclusive, or yay, I've got a variant gear as well. So it adds a bit more to that, the farming, gives you more encouragement to go away and farm materials. Yep.
And in Forerunners, I'm one bangle away from having 3 attack percentage pieces for Dolores.
Same.
With the Wheel of Grace, so we can trade, and so we'll keep at it. But yeah, but once it hits global, it's farming all the time. We got to get that set complete.
Yeah, massive thank you to everyone who has watched the episode from Sunday already. It's already my second highest watched video. The only other one was the Slate episode where we did the GVG, and that was an episode which was fraught with technical difficulties. So to have an episode go out and it be the most liked, most viewed one that I've done is just absolutely massive. So thank you everybody for tuning in and keeping this going. It's good fun to chat with Sebastian about a game I love, and to know that you guys are enjoying it is really cool.
Yeah, and it's an idea that it bounced off between the two of us. I'm glad that we were able to get it going and rolling. We finally found our groove. And when you said let's find a new home, I just said let's just put it in your channel. Instead of mine, let's grow yours and get you to be a strong member of the community. And I'm happy to be able to contribute to that. And as we said on the previous episode, if Arturos gets to 250, I'm going to sponsor a double gold giveaway in this channel. So thank you all for joining us in this very special episode.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we'll catch you all in the next episode of WoRs.